Hello, hello, good morning. Welcome to another sketch session. Today is October 26th. It is Saturday, and it is just a hair after 9 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this sketch sesh, shall we? Shall I? Shall we? First, I'm going to grab my sketchbook, which is down here. And, yeah, just this page, sure. Nothing super intense. This one this morning. Getting all my stuff. I had to take a few minutes to reset my entire filming setup because yesterday, while trying to cut glass, I we failed to cut the glass. Well, we succeeded in making the glass smaller by making it explode, but in doing that, we had to clean up, which meant we had to kind of disassemble all of this so we can get all of that busted glass that was everywhere. It was a real fun time. Oh, all right, I'm gonna flip to my overhead camera and let's get down to business. Hope everyone's having a nice morning. I'm not sure what materials I want to use. There's several things I want to use, but I was cutting glass. Hey there, Ellen. Hey, Brenda Lee. I was cutting glass because I'm trying to do a build for creating Pearl's enclosure, Pearl the Python. We have a glass and metal cabinet that we're retrofitting. It's an IKEA cabinet, and we are retrofitting it to be an enclosure for Dear Sweet Pearl. And it needs still a barrier at a certain point to keep it like waterproof so we can seal it up with silicone and everything. And this piece of glass was part of that equation, but no longer. It was the glass shelf that came along with the IKEA cabinet. So we didn't buy it specifically, like the glass, but you know, definitely not the ideal thing to have happen. But, we'll figure it out. We'll probably end up getting some plexiglass or something to replace it so that we don't have to worry about cutting another big piece of glass, because it was really thick and it was John and I struggling with it. I tried doing it on my own to no avail. And then I asked John to come and help me, and of course, he obliged because he's good people. But yeah, we neither of us had cut glass before, so it was not that surprising that we failed. I'm sorry to hear that, Brenda Lee, that you're not doing much better. Yeah, and this was pretty thick. I struggled cutting like little tester bits of glass. I had some spare frames that I wasn't using the glass in them, the like picture frames. So I tried some on them, and I was not having the easiest time with that either. So yeah, it was probably a little advanced to start off with. Hey there, Linda. most of yesterday in bed. Are you able to like do anything like besides watch TV? Like can you read? Can you draw or do anything? Cuz spending the day in bed is not fun, but it's a little bit better if you have some stuff to do so you're not bored out of your mind. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry that you're going through that, Brenda Lee. That's just no bones about it. That sucks. Do you listen to any podcasts? Because that might be something that you can do to pass the hours a little bit while you're hopefully recovering and not just suffering for no good reason. But that might be something that you can do to break up any monotony of the day. Oh, your neck surgeon is just no longer there? Well, that's not a fun way to find out. Do you have anyone there with you, Brenda Lee? Helping you out? Yeah, being told to just take some Xanax about it is not exactly the solution that you're looking for in this kind of a circumstance. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad you're not alone. You had a standing appointment with him, and your neck surgeon just dipped out of the hospital. No one told you. That's that's messed up. That's messed up. Man, I hate getting yanked around by medical stuff. I know a lot of it is not the doctor's fault or the nurse's fault for, like it's not the usually the medical people who are doing it. It's a lot of it's the insurance, but still the system is really really not great when it just does things to people like this. Hardware has pulled loose from the bone on the bottom right side. Oh, I have a shiver of empathy for you. That sounds brutal. Yeah, we're thinking of you, Brenda Lee. I know there's not a whole lot that we can do besides cheer you on and hope for the best, but, if you ever need any good podcast recommendations, I got you. Feels like not nearly enough, but well, I don't listen to a ton of podcasts, but I feel like if you like me, then there's a solid chance that you will like um, My Favorite Murder, which is a true crime podcast done by these two fabulous women in California. So they're very Californian, um, Karen and Georgia, but they are hilarious. They cover really dark subjects with humor, but not in a way that's like, I wouldn't say it's disrespectful. They're usually uh very they're never like making fun of like murder victims or anything like that. They're usually making fun of like the system or the murderer or whatever, but they do it in a way that feels, I don't know, cathartic. They're very funny is basically what it is. It's My Favorite Murder. They've been going for, shoot, 8 years now, and they are a riot. So if you're interested in true crime, nothing showed on the X-ray or CT scan, but feels like a nail in the back right side of my head. Yeah, the pain is definitely like like there's something going on, even if they can't see it. The pain's not just in your imagination. Dateline. Nice. Nice, Ellen. It's not the same thing. Neither is it a podcast, but last night I watched, there's a new season of Unsolved Mysteries that just came out, and I just watched there's one on cow mutilations that's absolutely bananas. And it was crazy, but I like crime stuff. I like mysteries. I like exploring things that are, I don't know, things that are mysterious. I'm a big fan of that kind of genre. Yeah, podcast might be a nice little thing for you to listen to just while you are resting and hopefully getting answers. But so there's My Favorite Murder, if you like true crime. If you are a fan of like folklore or, anything sort of spooky, not spooky, but there's a show called Lore, Lore, that I have been listening to for a super long time. Lore by Aaron Mahnke, and he does these retellings of sort of common folklore in a way that is very interesting, very not very spooky. It's not like it's a scary podcast, but he does it a little bit more seriously. But if you want something a little more lighthearted with a similar sort of topic, Myths and Legends is a podcast that we also listen to that covers much of the same topic of like, you know, well, myths and legends, you know. So there's like Greek myths, Egyptian myths, uh, American folklore. There's everything around the world. There's no, I can't possibly list them all. It's all of it. So it covers things like, you know, classics like The Little Mermaid or like Beauty and the Beast, or but not Beauty and the Beast, but more of like the original folklore, like that those stories came from essentially. But he does it in a way that's like funny and lighthearted, and it's really enjoyable to listen to. If you want something a little bit more documentary-y, This American Life is a really good one. They have lots of really good episodes. Thank you, Brenda Lee. Practicing for today's class. I don't know which vertebrae, but I do remember. I know you're not asking me, I'm just chiming in. I do believe that she said the other day that it was C3 to C7 was the surged area. All right, I'm going to be wrapping up here in just a second, gang, just to go and get everything, any final touches ready for this drawing class later. Thanks, Linda. I just need to get some of the reference photos downloaded onto my iPad so that so I can work through them with you guys. Nothing too serious. Thankfully, I've been drawing eyes for a very long time, so this is going to be either it's going to come very naturally to me or it's going to be a really awkward class. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up here. Um, all right. Brenda Lee, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that you're in a lot of pain. I'm sorry that the doctor's situation are yanking you around, and I'm sorry that your meds aren't really doing what they're trying to do. I really, really hope that you're feeling better soon. Um, if you feel up to it, feel free to join us for the drawing class later, starting at 11. But if you can't come, totally understand. Like, go rest, go catch up on like some Dateline podcast. Um, Maybe that'll help a little bit just to pass the time. As for the rest of you, I am going to go ahead and close this out. If you would like to join me later today for the no? Sorry, the drawing class where we're drawing eyes starts at 11, and then later at 2 o'clock, we are going to be doing a watercolor journaling for beginners class. So you are more than welcome to join in for that as well. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and log off and say farewell. I hope to see you all again soon.